Hey YouTube. After seeing a video by Steve Mold showing a droplet of phenoxyethanol dissolving into water, I decided to take a closer look with the high-speed camera. I was surprised to see that the wiggling arms were not smooth. They were lined with tendrils of their own, which were themselves lined with even smaller structures. I spent the month after posting the last video trying to find out exactly what caused the unusual behavior, reaching out to online communities and experts in the field of fluid dynamics. I received a variety of responses, but most of them boiled down to 2 points. That's really cool, and this has no name. Fluid dynamics is complicated. So with that in mind, I have an incomplete but reasonably in-depth explanation of what I think is going on. In the first few thousandths of a second after coming into contact with water, the droplet of phenoxyethanol is rapidly pulled into a thin sheet by the higher surface tension of the water around it. The interface between the droplet and the surrounding water quickly forms small fingers due to the Marangoni effect, which is the transfer of mass due to a gradient in surface tension. At the same time, water below the droplet has become nearly saturated with phenoxyethanol, slowing the dissolution of the droplet in the downward direction. At this point, the rate at which the droplet can dissolve is mostly limited by the length of the interface between the droplet and the water around it, as the water below the droplet is still saturated. The droplet continues to spread out into a thin film, and the saturated phenoxyethanol solution around it is continuously pulled away by the unsaturated water further away. This movement of the fluid away from the droplet draws unsaturated water up from below, allowing more phenoxyethanol to dissolve. I believe this is the reason for the upward bulge of the water's surface next to the edge of the droplet. As the rate at which the water is drawn up and the solution is drawn away increases, the small fingers are drawn out into medium-sized convoluted structures, which are lined with these small fingers. This increases the length of the interface, allowing the phenoxyethanol to dissolve more rapidly, drawing up more water and allowing the structures to increase in size. Eventually the film is pulled so thin that it breaks into large filaments that look very similar to both the medium-sized structures and the small fingers that line almost the entire edge of the droplet. In areas where two edges get too close, the smaller features are suppressed, as there is no unsaturated water to pull on them. These saturated areas with lower surface tension expand until the two edges are far enough away that the smaller structures can reform. I believe this is also the reason for the undulating motion of the small and medium-sized fingers. It can also be observed that the formation of fingers is suppressed when a closed loop of phenoxyethanol is formed around an area of water in the middle of a droplet. Not until the closed loop has expanded enough for saturated water to sink downwards, where the loop is broken, do the small fingers begin to form again. Nearly all of this is supposition based on the video recordings you have just seen, but I was unable to find anything similar online. If anyone knows something or who knows someone who knows more about this, please let me know in the comments. I would love to get a definitive explanation of what's going on. I hope you found this video interesting, and if you'd like to see more like this, check out my channel. Thanks for watching.